Marcelo Nero, we have another question here. This is from Shireen Ajina. She lives in Kenya. She works sewing clothes, which she sells online. She has a question for you. Let's listen.
How can we find jobs for the women if they have to watch for their children?
That's an important question, the role of women in the workplace. And I'm wondering to what extent we are seeing progress with getting women to the workplace. It also raises questions because traditionally women have been at home looking after children. Does it also mean that daycare now becomes a priority for many governments around the world?
First thing, like programs like conditional cash transfers use the role of women, of mothers in particular, their altruism to, to make sure that the resources go to the family as a whole. So I see this is quite a progress. Second point, I think, for example, in the pandemic, we see a big, share of the burden on the female's shoulder. Because of exactly this role, the labor market position, and there is mostly sacrifice. So we should try to think in ways to share more this burden, and this is of course a cultural issue. In the Western world, at least, which I know better, I think women have, since they are having much more progress in terms of education than males. I think the future is on their hands. We just need to do the cultural adaptation for that. So I think it's different, for example, for blacks in Brazil. They are not well positioned in terms of education. So you need to do first a revolution in school, and then revolution at homes, and then in the labor market. The women's, I think they have done already 2 or 3 stages of this revolution. We just need to have a more reasonable type of arrangement within families, within society. But I'm really positive about women's role. I think it's changing, and I think with respect to race, I think this is starting to change in Brazil, especially in this year. But I think this is a much longer road.